So if you've seen my last couple of videos, you know I've been enjoying the new Brilliance AI feature that's coming in On1 Photo Raw 2024, and I was doing something wrong. I didn't even know it. So this video is an FYI, a little bit of info that you're going to want to know before you start using the tool. Now, I was getting great results with the tool, and I was happy with it, as you could see in those previous videos. But there was one thing that was missing, and I kept thinking, oh, it's because I've got a pre-release copy, which I still do because this is prior to release. And I just thought, well, that'll be fixed at release. Well, it was already fixed. It was just Jim didn't understand. So I'd gone back and forth with On1 with some Q&A and that sort of thing about the product and some feedback. And I asked them about this and they explained it to me. This is going to help you out, I think, quite a bit. So as you may know, you've got a photo here and you can just hit D to go over to this develop area where you can go into tone and color. I want to point out something. My white balance is currently set to as shot, okay? That's the key thing to think about here. Now, when I turn on Brilliance AI, it's going to go through and do its AI stuff, and it comes up with a great result. I mean, if you look at that before photo, pretty dark, the sky's a little brighter. I mean, typical landscape in lower light, darker foreground, brighter sky. But now, I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, hence the name, I guess, Brilliance AI. It looks fantastic. And I can adjust the amount here in the tone, but hey, I can't adjust the color. And I said this in my first video, which is there, where I said, well, I got a pre-release version, doesn't seem to be working. And the reason it wasn't working in any photo. And that's because I didn't know if you change to auto white balance, not as shot, but if you change to auto, as soon as I highlight auto, hey, look, the color slider comes on. If you're in any other white balance setting, it's not going to be on. All my photos, it was defaulting to as shot, but as soon as I click to auto, guess what? I've now got the color slider. So let that be a message to you, my friends, to go do that. And by the way, you can do that in preferences. You can actually go up here, go to preferences, go over to the Brilliance AI tab, and it's right here. White balance default is as shot, as I said. So I'm going to change that to auto. I'm going to click OK and save that. And now I need to back out of my edit in this photo, get out of there. I'll just go back up to browse. I've got two images, no edits. Now I'm going to click D again to go back into develop. I'm going to click Brilliance AI, and because it's already done, it's going to come back really quick, and there's my color amount. And again, that's because white balance is now set to auto. If you don't have it, you can also individually go in and change it here in the tone and color section, but you don't need to. You can just set it in your default for preferences, and you're set. And then you've got this beautiful color option where you can come in and make those color adjustments that look so good, to be honest. Now you'll also notice a couple of other things. There's a method here. There's actually two methods, but this is the pre-release. They're only going to have one method at release, and that's going to be the one that they find gives the best results on the majority of photos. So just keep in mind, it looks a little bit different for you in this video than it will at release. Also, AI Auto and AI Match, those are the same things that you had in the previous version in 2023, Photo Raw 2023. AI Match basically tries its best to match what you saw on the back of your camera when you took the photo. And AI Auto uses kind of a proprietary On1 algorithm to kind of balance out the tones. But the truth is, I don't think you're going to need that because you're going to use Brilliance AI anyway. I just wanted to point that out. So keep that in mind. That's a key thing to be aware of, in that you're going to get the best results and be able to use the color slider if you set your white balance to auto every time you use that feature. Now, one other thing to be aware of here is that I'm going to use this photo. Brilliance AI, it looks fantastic and it's come on, and I'm going to close this options menu. I'm going to go into local adjustments, and you'll notice that it picked up the sky. It's picking up people, sky, flora, and water. Those are kind of the default things that it picks up. Well, the mountain is a huge piece of this photo, but it didn't pick it up, and that's because at this time it's trained to pick up the most common things, which are the things that I named earlier. Things like mountains, I found out, because it can be a mountain, it could be some snow, it could be some natural ground. There's different sort of categories that could comprise a mountain. Therefore, it's not by default picking it up. But of course, the intelligence here is finding a mountain. It's just not adding it by default as a region. So go in, and if you have mountains, for example, just keep that in mind that you're going to want to do something like that. And then you can come in and make adjustments. And again, remember, I changed my default setting, so now I have this color slider here so that I can make those adjustments. The other thing too is, of course, with the mountain, to me, it's a little bit dark. So I'm going to go ahead and click that arrow key. It takes me to the local tab. And I showed this in a previous video. It takes me straight to that adjustment with the mask in the local tab. So I can come in and basically say, all right, I want to brighten that exposure a little bit, maybe like that. Maybe pull down some of the contrast and maybe lift some of the shadows. Just, whoops, maybe not that much. Just to get a little bit better balance overall. Maybe even a tiny bit of midtones. Anyway, you can adjust to your heart's content, but you can see how quickly Brilliance AI has taken a photo that looked like that, and now it looks like that. Very powerful, lots of fun stuff that you can do, but mostly this video was all about getting your white balance set to auto, preferably in the preferences pane, so that it automatically does it on every photo. Then you can use the color slider in Brilliance AI to adjust the colors in your image. Nice little tip to be aware of. Hope you enjoy using it. See you next time, my friends, and until then, adios.